everyone, it's Holly, and I thought I would do a video talking about the 2021 releases that I'm excited about, and I'm sure more will end up on this list. And hi Murphy. I have like kind of made a pointed effort of avoiding anyone else's videos. Like right now, Elliot Brooks, she's done a couple and they're sitting in my watch later, and I'm like avoiding them because I know it's just gonna add a bunch of books to my list. And I feel like there's already too many. There's really not a ton, but I have my little list here. And a lot of them are books that are either follow-ups, like sequels to books that I'm already reading, or they're from authors that I have previously read and enjoyed. But a few are like completely new to me. The ones that are completely new to me, so hold on, let's back up a minute. So my new plan, and this is what I've been doing in the second half of 2020, is I've been pre-ordering books, and then for the most part I'm not, there's a lot of like shadows around me, hold on. So I have been pre-ordering books, and then any other purchases are meant to be like rewards, or they're for projects, which projects are like basically smash or trash videos. So that's what I've been trying to do. So that's my plan going into 2021. So I am not planning on pre-ordering all of these, mainly the like YA fantasy, with a couple of exceptions. I don't plan on pre-ordering because I do get 2 book boxes and they both primarily focus on YA fantasy, so I just don't want to like risk it. And then if I'm still interested and it doesn't arrive in a book box, then I'll buy it. I'm going to try and do this in order, but of course books can always move. 2020 taught us that. So in January you have A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Brigid Kemmerer, which is the third, and I'm pretty sure, and I hope, final book in the Cursebreaker series. I read the first 2 books this year and I loved them. I'm so excited for the final book. You Have a Match by Emma Lord, which is a YA contemporary, and I actually have an e-arc of this, so I should actually be getting that read in December. This is her sophomore novel after Tweet Cute, so it's just a YA contemporary. Roommate by Sarina Bowen. I'm not sure if this actually has a release date yet, but it is supposed to come out in January. This is a new book in her True North series, but it takes place earlier in the series. And I love Sarina Bowen. I will read like anything she writes, so whatever. And I love the True North series. It's definitely... Is it my favorite? I think it's my favorite, okay? I don't know. They're all so good. But I'm excited to spend more time in that world, and she's actually expanding that world, so she made the decision to kind of like invite other authors into this world. And so in 2021 you're going to start seeing books come out that are set in the same world as her True North books, which is like a Vermont small town, and but they're going to be written by different authors. And I don't know if I'll read all of them because I think there's going to be a lot, but I will certainly try. A lot of them are authors I've never read before, and she's really made a point of like getting as much diversity as she can. I know there's going to be at least 1 lesbian romance, maybe 2, which I'm really excited about because, as you may or may not know, I've really had issues with lesbian romance. Actually, that's not true. In case you're wondering, I read The Midnight Live by Marie Rutkowski and loved it. So we know it can happen for your girl Holly, because I was starting to get worried that I was broken, because romance is romance. I don't care who is romantically interested in who. So I was having trouble figuring out why I wasn't liking any of the romances I was reading, but I think it was because they were YA contemporary. So definitely excited about some adult romance. Plus I love the True North world, so I'm really excited about it. More hockey, more small town, more everything. Super pumped. And then the last book in January is a new book by Kristin Cashore, and that is called Winterkeep. I don't even think I've read the synopsis for this. I just heard about it and saw the cover and died. So I pre-ordered it, and I actually really like the covers, the UK covers, so I ended up pre-ordering this and pre-ordering the new covers from Book Depository for Graceling, Fire, and Bitter Blue. And so this is the 4th book in the Graceling Realms series. So all of the books follow different characters, sort of, they're connected, but you know. And I think last year I reread Graceling and Fire, and I've been meaning to reread Bitter Blue, and so now I will definitely be motivated to do that. And then I can read Winterkeep, and seriously, the cover is gorgeous. Moving on to February. In February, we have Hit Me With Your Best Scot by Suzanne Enoch. I think this is the last book in this series, and I have gotten all of them as e-arcs from NetGalley, and I also got offered this one, and I am going to read it. I need to buy them because I actually am loving this series. It's about 3 Scottish brothers who have to come to England and get married for like reasons, and they're like, they don't have a good relationship with their mom, but their mom is the one making them get married, and I'm like living for this relationship like with their mom, and I really hope their parents like reconcile. I'm not crying, I'm just very like allergy-y today. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. And then The Bride Bet by Tessa Dare, which I'm pretty sure was on my anticipated releases for 2020, but this was a 2020 casualty. Tessa Dare was just having a lot of issues. And so she had to postpone the release of this. Her and Avon. Is Avon publishing these? Yes. And so excited. This is the 4th and final book in her Girl Meets Duke series, which is just a fantastic series. I'm currently rereading the Duchess deal. I plan on rereading all of them. And so I'll be all super excited and ready for when The Bride Bet comes out in February. And then the 3rd one is a book by an author I've never heard of before. I don't know if it's a debut. Let me look it up. It's called Wings of Ebony by Elle. I think it was just on like a Goodreads list of new releases and it caught my eye. Let me see if it's a YA fantasy series. The cover is really pretty. I like that. It's like very bright. Let me see if this is her first book. Yes, it looks like it is her first book. And I'll read the synopsis. I'm so sorry. I'm like, my allergies are so bad today. So in this riveting, keenly emotional debut fantasy, I could have just read that instead of looking at her author page, I guess. A black teen from Houston has her world upended when she learns about her godly ancestry, and with evil sinking its claws into humans and gods alike, she'll have to unearth the magic of her true identity to save both her worlds. Perfect for fans of Angie Thomas, Tomi Adeyemi, and the Hunger Games. Make a way out of no way is just the way of life for Rue. But when her mother is shot dead on her doorstep, life for her and her younger sister changes forever. Rue's taken from her neighborhood by the father she never knew, forced to leave her little sister behind and whisk away to Gaizon, a hidden island of magic wielders. Rue is the only half-god, half-human there, where leaders protect their magical powers at all costs and thrive on human suffering. Miserable and desperate to see her sister on the anniversary of their mother's death, Rue breaks Gaizon's sacred do not leave law and returns to Houston, only to discover that black kids are being forced into crime and violence, and her sister Tasha is in danger of falling sway to the very forces that claimed their mother's life. Worse still, evidence mounts that the evil plaguing East Row is the same one that lurks in Gaizon, an evil that will stop at nothing until it has stolen everything from her and everyone she loves. Rue must embrace her true identity and wield the full magnitude of her ancestors' power to save her neighborhood before the gods burn it to the ground. So I think it sounds really interesting, and it has a lot of things that I like. I love like sibling relationships, so I'm hoping that'll be in there a lot. And I really like books set in Houston. That sounds really weird, but like Houston is one of those like cities that, like, if I were to move down south, it's one of the ones I would want to move to. So yeah, whatever. I'm really excited about it. Moving on to March, we have The Devil in Her Bed by Kerrigan Byrne, which is the 3rd and I also think final book in her latest series. What is this series called? The Devil You Know series, which follows 3 friends. These are, I've gotten e-arcs of the last 2, and I did get an e-arc of this one as well. They are kind of difficult reads. They deal with some difficult subject matter. Like in the first one, the main character is raped. Is she raped or is she just assaulted? And not that that makes it better, but I think you know what I mean when I say that. Either way, it's still really hard to read. But it's these 3 women who went to school together, and I've enjoyed them all. and so I definitely want to continue. And then another new to me or new author, and this one is Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley. I think this is another sisters one, and I think this is right now it looks like it's a standalone, which whew, it's another debut. Yeah, and I think it is listed as a standalone right now. Hopefully it is, because I really love me a good standalone fantasy. So this one is, oh yeah, of course I would like this. In this charming debut fantasy perfect for fans of Sorcery of Thorns and Girls of Paper and Fire, a witch cursed to never love meets a girl hiding her own dangerous magic. Oh no, they're not sisters. And the two strike a dangerous bargain to save their queendom. Tamsin is the most powerful witch of her generation, but after committing the worst magical sin, she's exiled by the ruling coven and cursed with the inability to love. The only way she can get those feelings back, even for just a little while, is to steal love from others. Wren is a source, a rare kind of person who is made of magic, but despite being unable to use it herself. Sources are required to train with the coven as soon as they discover their abilities, but Wren, the only caretaker to her ailing father, has spent her life hiding her secret. When a magical plague ravages the queendom, Wren's father falls victim. To save him, Wren proposes a bargain. If Tamsin will help her catch the dark witch responsible for creating the plague, then Wren will give Tamsin her love for her father. Of course, love bargains are a tricky thing, and those two have a long, perilous journey ahead of them. That is, if they don't kill each other first. So I think it's queer, which is exciting. I think it sounds fun, and like I said, I think it's a standalone, which I'm obsessed with. I do like this cover. I don't love this cover. Moving on to April. So we have Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. This is Sally Thorne's latest book. I have not read 99% Mine, which was her sophomore novel. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I'll read it eventually. But I was obsessed with The Hating Game. So I definitely want to read this. And I think it's going to be Second Chance, which is like one of my favorite tropes. Next is Scoundrel of My Heart by Lorraine Heath. I actually did get an e-arc for this. Yay! This is the newest book from her. I'm like trash for Lorraine Heath. She writes some of the best historical romance, and this is a new series for her. Do I know anything about it? No. Lorraine Heath is just one of those authors that always goes on my like to-buy shelf because she's amazing. And the last one in April, I don't think this has an official date yet. Maybe it does. Well, it must, because I think it's up for pre-order, because I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered it. So it must have a date, right? And that is Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer Armentrout, which is the third book in her Blood and Ash not YA fantasy romance series, and definitely excited for this. She is cranking these books out like nobody's business. It's tons of fun. It's kind of vampires. It's definitely a Jennifer Armentrout series. And I'm really enjoying it, and I'm excited to continue with it. In May, we have Blade of Secrets by Tricia Levenseller. Do I know what this is about? No, but it's Tricia Levenseller. And while I didn't love Shadows Between Us, I have given 5 stars to her other 3 books. This is going to be a series, but I'm hoping it's just a duology, because series are a lot of work, you guys. Like, I just put it on here because I like Tricia Levenseller's writing. Next is Fearless Like Us by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the next book in their Like Us series, and this is the second book following Sully, Akara, and Banks. I have not read Wild Like Us yet. I'm probably going to wait until like this series is like their 3 books are like all out or close to out, which the third one does come out next year as well. In June, we have Grace and Glory by Jennifer Armentrout, which is the third and final book in the Harbinger series by her, which I have just loved so much. Trinity is just amazing. I love her. I can't believe I love Zane, because I hated him in the Dark Elements series, like, with such a burning passion. But I'm obsessed with this series. It is so good. It is some of her best work, for sure. I'm sad to see the series come to an end. In July, we have Devil in Disguise by Lisa Kleypas. Is this actually a Ravenel's book? Yes, it is a Ravenel's book. And this is another book that is also, so that's her current historical romance series. Lisa Kleypas is another author that I'm obsessed with, and I will buy all of her books and read all of her books, at least if they're historical romance. I don't particularly love her contemporaries unless it's the Travis family, but whatever. But this follows another kid in the from Evie and Sebastian from Devil in Winter. We may be going a little crazy with the devil titles here, Avon, but you know, you do you. I mean, I know when you put devil in the title, I'm probably gonna get some Evie and Sebastian content, so I guess it works. In August is The Heart Principle by Helen Hoang. Hoang? I swear I used to know how to say it. This is the third book in her series. I don't remember what this is called, but the first one is The Kiss Quotient, which I didn't love. I thought it was overrated. But The Bride Bet, I loved. I gave that a shot on Audible Escape. See, Audible Escape, you did good things. And I really, really loved that book. And so I was like, you know what? I will read her next one. And that's what I'm doing, and I already pre-ordered it. And then in September, we have Defy the Night by Brigid Kemmerer. This is a new series from her. Do I know anything about it? No, but I've loved the Cursebreaker series, so pre-order. And finally, in October, we have Infamous Like Us by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the third book for the Akara, Sully, and Banks story. So yeah, what I said previously applies to this one as well. And that's it. Now, I do follow a lot of self-published authors, so a lot of times they tell their dates later, so I'm sure there will be more books that I pre-order, more books that I want to read. But for now, that's my anticipated 2021 list. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!